The baby boomer generation of retirees is more active than previous generations. They are traveling more and spending less time at home. Many are also working part-time jobs to supplement their income or just because they enjoy it. You'll be surprised by the number of people who have started businesses after retiring from full-time work. Retirement is not what it used to be. Retirement has become an opportunity to explore new things and try new experiences that may never have been possible before due to family obligations or other responsibilities. Now, there is no reason why you can't do what makes you happy, even if it means starting a business on the side while still enjoying life with friends and family. Hi, I'm Han Brown, and in this video, I will talk about how baby boomers are handling retirement differently from the previous generation. Now that the baby boomers are retiring, they are changing the face of the economy. Almost 10,000 baby boomers turn 65 every day. The number of people over the age of 65 will double by 2030. The famed generation, defined as those born between 1946 and 1964, is causing some of a stir as they reach retirement age in droves. In 2031, the U.S. population over the age of 65 will number over the age of 60. In the next 15 years, there will be a surge in retirement, with a generation having $25 trillion worth of assets and savings. With all these retirements, there are some pretty major implications for the economy. The workforce will shrink by at least 20%. Fewer people in the workforce means less demand for goods and services, leading to a lower GDP. The smaller labor force will mean fewer people pay into Social Security, which could lead to cuts and benefits for higher taxes. Finally, the cost of healthcare and Social Security benefits will increase because there will be fewer workers paying into them. More than half of all Americans are currently covered by Medicare, meaning they'll need to find new providers or pay out of pocket if they want coverage after retirement. With all the new retirees, there will be a need for more workers to take care of those who are retired, as well as those who can't work due to illness or disability. This also means that healthcare industry is going to see a rise in demand for their services, which could put pressure on them. There will be more elderly people with chronic conditions, such as diabetes and heart disease, putting further stress in the healthcare system. So let's talk about how the baby boomers change society. When you look at a lot of what's happening today in the world and the prosperity that we're seeing, much of it is thanks to the baby boomers. Baby boomers are the most educated generation in history. The economy boomed during the 1980s because of them. They are also responsible for helping to make new inventions like computers and cell phones possible, not to mention their cultural contributions like music, art, and theater. And don't forget the fashion. The baby boomer generation is credited with starting a revolution in fashion, including jeans, t-shirts, and sneakers. Baby boomers had a major impact on the way our society functioned. They fought for civil rights and equality and fought back by protesting the Vietnam War. They also challenged the traditional gender roles, with countless women boomers entering male-dominated fields. Baby boomer women made it possible for women today to have careers or stay at home with kids without having judgment from others about what's right for them. They helped the United States to be more diverse and inclusive society. In short, the baby boomer generation was instrumental in moving our country's focus away from racism and sexism towards tolerance and equality. The baby boomers grew up in a way very different from the prior generation. Baby boomers were the first generation to be raised by television and parents who didn't want to go outside because of polio. Baby boomers invented the concept of latchkey kids when their parents went to work and they had nowhere else to go but home. Baby boomers additionally helped make divorce a common thing, which caused many children in America not to grow up with two biological parents. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to our channel, turn on that notification, and like the video to show your support. So how are the baby boomers affecting the workplace? Well, as previously mentioned, with 10,000 baby boomers retiring every day, the boomer generation will have an economic impact on the country for decades to come. The baby boomers will need to keep working until they reach age 67 before collecting Social Security benefits. The average baby boomer has about 100,000 in savings to retire on, and many rely on their Social Security for supplement their retirement income. The baby boomers approach the world of work very different from the prior generations. Since the baby boomers are healthier than the previous generation, they live longer and work more years than any other group before them. Many baby boomers plan to continue working past age 65 because they still want to or need the income, or because they enjoy having a professional career. They're demanding more flexible work schedules, training opportunities, and mentorship programs. Baby boomers are more likely to work for themselves or start their own company than other generations. Finally, the baby boomers have less loyalty to companies and organizations, meaning they'll switch jobs much easier. If you want to get the most out of this video, make sure to watch to the end. We provide lots of helpful information how the baby boomers approach retirement unlike previous generations. So let's talk about how do generational differences affect the workplace. Well, communication is one main point of difference between the younger and the older generations in the workplace. Younger generations prefer communication through text and social media. On the other hand, the older generations prefer face-to-face communications or phone calls. The different generations want to work in different environments. The younger generation are more likely to work for a startup company, while older generations want stability and job security. The young folks often have an entrepreneur spirit that is not as common in the older generation, which can be difficult when they're working on teams with others who don't share their perspective. Millennials and other younger generations want flexibility in hours, while most baby boomers are content working 9 to 5. The way performance is reviewed at work also varies by generation. The millennial generation is used to being praised for good work, whereas the baby boomer generation is used to being criticized for bad work. Companies need to ensure they are providing feedback in a way that best fits the generational style of each employee. The younger generations are better at multitasking than the older ones. Because of technology such as smartphones and laptops, younger generations are used to doing many things at once, while the older generation is more focused on just one task at a time. The Gen Z has an interesting outlook on the workplace. The Gen Z have seen a lot of change over their lifetime, and they expect things to keep changing. They don't have a strong sense of future security due to all the negative events that have taken place during their lives, and will often choose to live in the moment by doing jobs they prefer over ones that provide long-term security. Other generations also have their own unique characteristics that impact the workplace. For example, the millennials are the most educational generation, and they often lack life experience or street smart. And the Gen Xers are often very concerned about balancing work and family life. They're the most stressed generation in the workplace, mainly due to these concerns as well as financial concerns. So why are the baby boomers so hardworking? Well, baby boomers have been told all their life that they need to work hard for success. They have a strong work ethic, which they learned from their parents who had to work hard during the Depression era. Many of them grew up with two working parents, so it's important for them to set a good example for their children by being productive members of society. During their lifetime, the economy has grown at an unprecedented rate, and there are more opportunities than ever before. They want the best for themselves and their families, so they're working as much as possible to get it. The baby boomers have a strong sense of personal responsibility. They don't want to leave anything unfinished or undone. They want to leave a legacy, so they work hard to make sure their children have opportunities. When you grow up without privilege or opportunity, it's easy to see how hard work can lead to success. It's important for you to watch all the videos in our playlist, which you can find in the links above and below. You will be able to fully understand the subject. So why are the baby boomers working longer? As we just discussed, baby boomers have a strong work ethic that is keeping many of them in the workforce until later in life. They want to keep busy, stay active, and having a professional career is one way to do this. Many simply do not want to retire because they are still engaged in work that interests them. Still, many baby boomers are working because they need to work. The financial crisis in 2008 has left many with little savings or pensions, so they need the salary in order to survive. Many have had to delay retirement because of the recessions or other reasons. Other baby boomers may be working longer because they need the health insurance offered by their job. And finally, the baby boomers have spouses that don't work, so retirement would mean a significant loss of income for their household. The baby boomer generation is starting to retire, and they are doing it in different ways than previous generations. They're changing the workplace landscape once again. So in this video, we just talked about this group of retirees, how their retirement could impact you as an employer or employee, and some tips for managing them so that your company can thrive despite the upcoming change. So join us as we talk about how this generation is redefining what retirement looks like. Remember to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and be sure to click like to show your support. Are you a senior seeking information about aging in today's society? Well, if so, this is the channel for you. Topics that we cover are senior housing, senior living, healthy living tips, caregiving, dementia, and much more. So please subscribe and turn on that notification button to keep up with our weekly videos.